Hello? Hello, hello? Are we good? I think... Let's see if that lets it come back through. All right. NOTE? Yeah, NOTE's moving. Yeah, there was a issue with the mic. So I just went through, unplugged it, and I had to restart OBS. I think we're good now. Yeah, you guys can hear me at least. So I think we're good. All right, we're going to do a poll here now that we got some people in. All right. I'm curious how people are going to think about this. I mean, honestly, no rush either way, because like today is an abysmally slow day. I don't think it's gonna, I don't even know if this decision is gonna really matter much. We'll see. In case it's anything to sway your vote, the money should be settled tomorrow. And if it is, then I can actually start trading with real money tomorrow. So either way, I do plan to start once that happens, but I just want to know if you guys want to see me actually trading with real money or just paper trading it. Surprisingly, a 50-50 split. Man, you're going to make me decide? I don't mind either way. All right, it's a 50-50 split, so tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and Google coin flipper. Sell high, cover low. yeah. All right. So, or we're going to do it different since it seems like it's roughly 50-50. We're going to do trade live heads, shorting on paper trading tails. So heads is live with bullish front side, blah, blah, blah. Tails is shorting. All right, so we're sticking with regular cash day. There we go. You saw it here first. Okay. That's how we solve problems around here. I see one more vote came through at the end anyway for live. It's okay. I'll just keep trading live. That's totally fine with me. I do want to start getting actual experience as soon as I can to start gathering data, but at the same time, market is like abysmally slow anyway, so my strategy's not even going to really come into play if stocks aren't at least moving like 30 or 40%. And we're not really seeing that right now. We're not really seeing anything. You didn't even get to see. I had a whole new spreadsheet prepared for it too. I'll just show it whenever. I'll show it another day. It's fine. I have my regular spreadsheet that I'll use. But yeah, this is, we got some volume that's come in here. It's a significant volume. But this thing, I mean, there's 15 million shares outstanding, and this thing's only up 18% despite being so cheap. But yeah, I mean, one small red day, two no trade days back to back. And today, I mean, today just looks really dry. I said this on Tuesday, and I still stand by it, but a lot of people have been struggling lately. So a flat day, if I have another no trade day, I got to accept that. I don't want to be trading in this environment where stuff just is getting no resolution. Even this one, it's not looking great. You got very high volume on this push down. Not gonna lie, I even debated if I wanted to stream today. Just because it's so slow, but I don't know. I think it's still good to be here in any case. I might leak, I don't know. I'm here, that's all that matters. Yeah. Yeah, you got high volume on both of these candles. They're the biggest volume candles of the whole move. Doesn't look great. I mean, you look at the daily on this too. This is just pure death spiral. This thing is extremely heavily pressured. Jeez. It's robbery is what this is. Like, this is horrible. Yeah, my criteria wouldn't have been met here, so I would not have shorted here. This didn't pop up enough, so I would not have shorted it. I've got a lot of criteria in place for it now. Yeah, flip-flop, how'd you do? It's crazy though too, right? Like 150 straight down to almost $1 in 5 minutes. Just relentless selling pressure here. Yeah, it was only up 40%. It's just not high enough for me to short it. Yeah, that's what I was saying, right? Like, and I don't know how you're measuring it, flip flop, but I'm measuring it from the breakout price. So like right around here's where I would measure it. And this just isn't up enough. Holy crap! That's like, geez, it's just dying. Oh man. No, we're seeing this continual failure rate, and it's really bad right now. I genuinely don't think this is a good market to be taking edge case trades. Like, you only should be taking the best possible trades you can. Straight trash bins this week. I mean, Bobby, the first, like, I feel like the first few days, like the first 1 or 2 days of February were good. I think they were good. But just after that, I agree with you. Like, after the first or 2 days of February, it's just been horrid. Now my P&L, I mean, I think 2 of my losses were just execution mistakes by me, but I was probably also on tilt because of all these bad trade opportunities, right? Forcing me to kind of like take these edge case scenarios. And you gotta, I guess this could be a good thing to maybe flip the coin. You could say you took 2 bad trades this month, but why did you take those bad trades? Maybe you were feeling the pressure because the market has been slower. So I have a feeling that that probably played a role. VTAC. Okay. It's definitely moving. Had news. I was going to say, why haven't I seen it? It just popped up, that's why. Flip-flop with the instant snipe on these trades. Pretty big pop-up here on the first pop. Pretty good float, too. Only 1.7 million. News Catalyst is okay. This Catalyst hasn't done well lately, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's really hard to judge these kind of news catalysts because, like, it really depends on the conditions for the financing. Still, the lower float definitely gives us more opportunity. I mean, you did see here it went from $2 to almost 3 in a minute. So this definitely has more range to it. Looking at the level 2, it looks a little bit thick. Not terribly, but thicker than I would have expected. No recent shelf registrations. That's actually a positive. You can kind of see that this is traded sideways, probably because there's been no massive dilution. So this has at least some upwards potential, honestly. Getting very pressured here, though. $10,000 shares seller. Yeah, it feels like the float's bigger than it looks. Like 1.7 million. Why am I seeing 20,000 plus shares now on the ask? Yeah, the float, I think the float's higher, or the shares outstanding is higher than is being reported, I think. Got your locates, but probably got them for nothing. Abysmally bad. God, it's already over. It literally popped up and just rolled straight over. Yeah. It could bounce here. It's showing some support. This is the daily support, but I just don't know. I would be lying if I said I wasn't half tempted to enter here. I was thinking about it. All right, so we're 2 for 2 so far. 2 stocks popped up, both rolled over immediately. Right, so note, complete failure. VTAC, looks like complete failure. Let this be a lesson to be patient. If this keeps going down, I'm gonna take it though, I think. I'm watching the level too, see if there's any... Yeah. I tried to take a trade there. Okay, it's hesitating here. I tried to get in there at 170. It popped up too quick though. Dude, if this thing goes without me again after yesterday, I'm actually gonna get a little tilted. I barely missed the entry by 1 penny yesterday. And I put the order to buy at 170. Oh, and it fully... Dude, did I miss the bottom again? That's frustrating. Good morning, Duvin. Good morning, sir. Maybe good morning. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit frustrated. Very few opportunities, and it seems like, especially lately, I'm just barely missing these entries. Yeah, I tried to enter twice. Neither of them filled. Regular size was the attempted order. And now it's consolidated, so I don't think it's as comfortable to try and buy here. Like, it could bounce. This is very overextended. But goes against my strategy to buy here. If I could have got 170, that would have been beautiful. That would have been such a beautiful entry. Good morning, Sergit. Two, your mindset changed. You're on the other side saying, oh, two. Yeah. Well, what do you mean my mindset changed? Normally I talk like that anyway. Right? I say, oh, two is in, like, of the stocks that moved today, both of them failed. Good news is your strategy is right. Right, so normally what I would have done is, so if I would have gotten filled here, I would have taken either half or all off here because it was showing hesitation for this. I want an immediate bounce. So I got about 10 cents here, which is a pretty good bounce already. So I probably would have sold half. And the question would be, do I cut it here because it's showing hesitation? Or do I give it a little more breathing room because on just the 1 minute, this is extremely extended? I'm 50-50 if I would have sold all or not. I wouldn't be able to say for sure, but I probably would have sold half there, at least. No, and yeah, I'm happy. I think it's more so just the lack of opportunity plus me missing edge case entries is... And you got to consider, too, the only entries I'm getting are these, like, horrendous pullbacks. So, like, I got to be super, super careful with when I'm getting in this. NITO. Take a look. Another nice pop. Okay, successful results. Okay. I mean, that could be good. It's hard to say. News could be good. This is in a very horrific downtrend. It's a bit on the cheaper side, too. Like, this is really the border where I wouldn't even want to trade it. No recent dilution. Last offering was way back in August. So, relatively clean on that front. I'll be honest, though. I think just the lower price disqualifies this for me. I think I'm just going to pass on it. It's too cheap. Volumes, okay. What does the float look like? Okay, lower float, or lower shares outstanding. This is really disappointing. I mean, I know we're in winter, but I just didn't think it was going to be this cold. FSLY. I'm going to keep NITO on watch because I want to see how it plays out. But we will switch over. FSLY. Yeah, this one's already moved up significantly from yesterday. I don't really like doing continuation plays. But you're certainly right. It is certainly moving. No news to drive this, so this is, I guess, purely a technical breakout. I'd recommend being very careful too, because this move up was on super light volume, and you're getting high volume here. I mean, it could certainly be a squeeze. I would be concerned about a potential pump and dump. Pump it up on light volume, get a traction over here, and dump to people who buy here. But it is a technical setup that's been occurring since yesterday, so there could be more validity to it. I'm not 100%. I'm just pointing out the sketchiness that I see. Yeah, NITO kind of holding up. I mean, it did fully retrace, but it was only the first minute. And this was on lighter volume, so this could certainly still curl. JZXN, Chinese stock. This one looks like another potential pump and dump. This one just popped up and rolled over immediately. No news at the moment that this spiked too. So this just kind of spiked randomly. JCXN on the scanners every day this week, same result. Well, didn't it make a move like? So JZXN and AZI, both Chinese stocks, they always ran together. And recently AZI, well, just to show AZI real quick, AZI ended up dying, right? So JZX and AZI both ran together a lot. So the day that AZI died, JZXN acted really weird. So JZXN, for whatever reason, pumped on the day that AZI died. And I just think that's really interesting because the two were so closely related. So it pumped whenever AZI died. And yeah, now it's just kind of doing this weird stuff. I do agree, though. I think I've seen it pop up at least once every day for like the last week. For whatever reason. I mean, I could speculate, but yeah. Yeah, NITO, I don't know. This one's still trading near the lows right now. Good morning, Skibon. Hope you're not I hope you're not looking to get in a trade today, because very, very slow day so far. I guess FSLY is probably the best candidate. At least you got the technical setup, right? You broke out of this area, but I don't know. No fresh news. Volume's a bit lighter. The volume, all of this volume was honestly quite light. Well, I guess while we're waiting and watching the paint dry, not looking to trade pre-market, just hanging out here for the vibes. I appreciate it, man. Well, while we're waiting, I can show off this new chart I was working on. Which one is it? I think it's this one. So I went ahead and threw this together. Same basic template, like everything will still be calculated, but now I have changed the criteria that I'm looking for based off of what I'm going to be trading, right? So essentially there's going to be an average in system that I'm going to have, right? So if I buy like 3 shares, buy price 1, $1.60, $1.80, $2, we'll just sell at 180. I don't know. And so it'll auto-calculate it. So I redid the math on it there. But yeah, I think the capital should be settled tomorrow. So I should be able to actually start documenting that going into tomorrow. Looks like earnings winner. Yeah, it could just be earnings, right? They did earnings. All right, I mean, looks like they did it yesterday. Seems like it's holding up pretty well. I don't know. I feel like at least for day trading pre-market, though, you don't really want to be trading earnings from the previous day. Like, the shares outstanding is enormously high. 149 million. This looks like a much slower mover. Yeah, it's sad to say. I feel like I agree, though. I think FSLY is the winner of the day currently. Like, there's just nothing else. NITO. All right, I'm pretty much going to call NITO now. I'm going to call this one as a failure. So we're 0-3 right now. Note failed. NITO failed. What was the third one? VTAC. VTAC failed. I mean, you could maybe count JZXN, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I should count this one. And FSLY, I don't really know if I should count this one either. No, this is sad. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Jay. The pre-market winner so far is SGN penny stock. Yeah, I saw that one. I didn't mention it just because, like you said, it's a penny stock, so I didn't want to really mess with it. Absolutely abysmal. Yeah, it's... Yeah, when the best I have to work with is this, like... Yeah, there's nothing worth trading right now. It's also really frustrating to me, because like if I was flat on the month or green on the month, I wouldn't care so much. But knowing that I'm down like $30 on the month or something, I think it might be 40. Knowing that I'm down and there's nothing I can do, because I mean, I'm not just going to aggressively jump in and trade something. So just knowing that I'm basically stuck having a red month unless we get opportunity, it's a bit frustrating. It's really tempting to just want to force something. How are we getting like 45 viewers right now? Who are you people? Where did you all come from? Why are you watching me watch a penny stock? But yes, good morning to all you watching. It's unfortunate that this is the best we have to offer at the moment. Yet suggested. I see. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, fellow traders. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just been a horrible day today so far. We had Note, which just popped and dropped. We had VTAC, popped and dropped. NITO, looking essentially dead. Like... Not only are we not getting any action, but the stocks that are at least attempting to move, they're just dying immediately. Like, none of these are worth engaging with. And I was hoping, if anything, like, here's the thing, even a slow day is better than what we're experiencing right now. This is worse than you think, too. Because whenever everybody sees stocks dying like this, that just makes people want to engage less and less and less. Shorts will get more and more greedy. And as a result, you're just going to, until that pivot happens, it's actually going to get to the point where anything that pops up just gets aggressively shorted down instantly. You trade large caps, but it's nice to have a tribe of traders to hang with. It is pretty nice. It can get lonely, especially in the small cap space. Z, yeah. No, I legit was debating if I should just even stream today, because it's just so bad. It's funny too, I was going to try out my new shorting strategy today, potentially. I mean, I lost the coin flip thing, so we decided not to do that. But it seems like, I don't know, I wouldn't have been shorting these stocks anyway, because the strategy I've developed would not have me shorting these kind of stocks. There's certain criteria I need to have happen first. But yeah, I mean, it's just really slow. Where is the time going though? 7:40 already. It's crazy. Go ahead and make a poll while we're waiting, I suppose. All right, let's see here. I was waking up at 4 a.m. the last 17 weeks. Very impressive. But slept in the last 2 days myself. No, yeah, I get it. Honestly, if I wasn't streaming for you guys, I would not be here right now, because this is... I don't know. I feel like this wouldn't be... Like, probably what I would have done was I would get up at 7 o'clock. I would have checked the scanners. I would have seen nothing move at 7. I'd wait till like 7:05, and then I'd probably go back to bed. That's probably what I would do if I wasn't streaming. Yeah. This might be a good poll to put out later in the stream to see if this changes, but I just want to get a read right now. Since we got some people here, just out of curiosity. I should have said so far today, but like, yeah, so far today. But yeah, Matt, if you said you're trying out a new strategy, trying to figure it out, I'm all for it, man. Like, it's a process, you know? You got to try things. I mean, even with what I'm doing. So, like, statistically, my strategy works, and this is something that I'm going to make a video covering more in depth here. But my strategy, while it works, just doesn't really produce the profits that are appealing to a lot of people here. So that's part of why I'm switching it up and trying a strategy I think could produce bigger results, which is, I think, important for actually convincing people that process is important. Because that's really what, for any of you that are new here, my main thing is just focusing on process over results. But if those results aren't really meaningful to the average person, then people just don't really care. Like, I know the people that care about process are here, but if I'm trying to teach people or suggest to people that process matters, if people come in and they see me with mediocre results, then I'm going to lose that audience that would benefit from learning about processing and actually about strategizing. Just trying to figure out what's comfortable and what works for you. Yeah. But yeah, Matt, do you do small caps, or what do you... Like, what are you trading? Only interested in 5% per day at the moment. I mean, that's a pretty aggressive ask, 5%. Like, what do you mean, 5% growth a day? Like, that's quite an aggressive growth. I've seen more aggressive, but that is quite aggressive. Hard work pays off in the long run. It usually does. I mean, it has for me that, like, I've made over 5 figures trading, which is, it's not a lot, but it's something. A $3 win is better than a $1 loss. In principle, yeah. Trying small and penny now. I mean, there's a lot of good people in the space. Yeah, one of the big ones, you've probably heard of them, would be Ross Cameron. He's really good for general concepts. I think his course isn't really worth it, but as far as YouTube, he has a lot of great material. If you're looking to get into penny stocks and just learn the fundamentals, like the basics, he has a lot of YouTube content on that. He's probably one of the best people to start with. It's not a... I mean, again, like what I push is it's about process. If you're in the mindset of 5% gain on the account, like, just to put it in context here, the S&P 500 only goes up like, what, 8% on average per year? Something like that. I guess it depends when you measure it. But like, for one of the best performing indices in the entire stock market, that only gets 8% a year. And you're saying 5% a day. So like, just keeping it practical, I'm aiming for like anywhere from 0.2% to 0.5%. And that's on a good day. I follow Ross. I found him first. Yeah, I would say he's probably like the staple of small cap trading. Like, I feel like this is his space, essentially. If you trade small caps for any meaningful amount of time, you've probably heard of Ross. So yeah. It may not be aggressive in absolute dollar risk, though it's very unrealistic, especially if you're beginning out. Yeah, certainly. Like, and just to give context too, like, a strategy that would give a 5% return would have to be something with an incredibly strong edge. Yo, Dr. Happy Joints, it's been years. I haven't seen you in forever, man. The market has been so sluggish, no follow through at all. Yeah, it's horrible. It's so bad. I am slowly bleeding red, just hoping to get 1% or 2% per day. I feel like in this market, not losing money is a win, honestly. Right? Like right now, we've had 4 stocks really pop up. Note bled off hard. VTAC bled off hard. NITO slightly flat. But like it gave up the entire move. So this is a horrible market to be trading. It's certainly not a market you should be expecting to get money out of. Right? If opportunity arises and I see opportunity, like I tried to take a trade on VTAC on that rejection. I was pretty close, and if I filled, I would have been able to get, well, let's look at VTAC just to show you. So like VTAC. I tried to put an order here at 170. Didn't get filled. Pretty close. Like I put the order, I was sitting on the bid and I didn't get filled. But even if I did, like this would have been a small winner. Probably a small winner, right? I would have sold half, maybe all here. We'll say I sold half, and I sold the other half for like break even. So I would have gotten a small winner at best, trying to buy for a reversal on this. Like, there's just so little to play for. Feel like the market is nervous. I mean, it's hard to say. We're definitely in a state right now where people are not willing to take risk, right? We've seen several stocks pop up and they just die immediately. So people are not willing to take risk right now, right? 70% of you watching haven't taken a trade yet today. And I think that says something. If I would have given this poll on a day in the middle of January where the market was hotter, then I bet it would have been around 40% with no trades. About half as many of you would be on no trades right now. But yeah, this is just the situation we're in. It's kind of awkward too because I'm pivoting to a new strategy. So like, I'm basically going to start this new strategy in a cold market. So that'll certainly be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, JDZG. I'll check it out. Okay. We got a little bit of an uptrend from the previous day. Not a great stock, but it has at least recovered a little bit. Let's see. 23 million shares, a bit on the higher side. They had a shelf registration last month, January 5th. Yeah, for $200 million, Jesus. That's a big offering. This is so sad, man. I have been locked into focusing on work since November, December. The markets have been cold. Much rather than focus on guaranteed money until the market heats up. Yeah. I mean, so November was cold. December, I think the first half of December was warm, but then it went cold. January was really good. Okay, January had a surprising amount of activity. But yeah, February has just gone back to cold. It hasn't been this cold for a while. Like, this is really bad. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I'll actually pull something up just to show you guys. All right, give me one moment. I'm just gonna pull up an image here. Sorry, just give me one moment. Uno momento. Okay, so I don't know how well I can show this here, but can I like shrink this maybe? Don't want to zoom it in. I want to zoom it out. Okay, there we go. So this, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but this is the data that I've been tracking for January and December. So December 1st is here, January 31st is here. And you can see how the peak of moves was much lower in December, and that January we had a lot of bigger moves. We had the NPT move, we had what else was there? It was like roller or something. But we had a lot of bigger moves. Some pretty massive spikes, but also just the general trend. Stocks were going up like over 100% every day. Several in some days. So yeah, January was pretty hot. I trade futures, and the market is deadlocked as well. Different regimes happen. Sometimes the market doesn't want to give anything to the plebs. Yeah, I used to trade futures. I did that for like a year. Mostly was just trading the micros. But yeah, I didn't really find anything that worked. Maybe my timing was poor, but it just really felt like the movement was very low. Not only that, but the commissions were extremely high. I was using, you might not have heard of them, but I was using something called Tradeovate. And their fees, I don't think it's Tradeovate specifically, but just trading futures in general is very expensive. Chop City in the market, yeah. Well, it says 14 likes for me, Sergio. The likes don't update unless you refresh the page. So yeah, we've gotten 14 likes. And I'm not really pushing, like, I've said this before, but if I'm not really doing a lot, like if the market's slower, if I don't really feel like there's much going on, I'm not really going to push as much for likes or subscribes, because it's more like a give and take. If I don't feel like I'm giving value, I'm not really going to ask for stuff. No, yeah, you're good, Sergio. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that they don't necessarily refresh in real time. Using Sierra charts with AMP if you trade futures. Best commission fee structure. What is the structure there? I think when I was trading on Tradeovate, I think I was paying like $5 a trade. So it was pretty expensive for one contract. And I know that the contracts are different prices depending on which ones you trade. But like I said, I was trading the micros. I think it's like MES for the SPY. It's like, what was it like? I know NQ is NASDAQ. I don't remember what. Is it like MNQ? Micros, $1 minis, 380. $1 round trip is actually pretty good. That's way better than what I was paying. Yeah, JDZG. Interesting pop here. I'm really hesitant on this one just because there's no news on it. Go figure that the one stock that actually makes a move so far is the stock that just doesn't have news. And it's a Chinese stock. Oh boy, we're really playing with fire here today. The only stock that moves is a Chinese stock with no news. Yeah, that seems really safe. UOKA is trying to move again, but it's only 56 cents. Yeah, not really interested in that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just content being a bystander today. It sucks. It really does suck. We're coming up on the top of the hour here. We'll see if we get anything that pops up. Top priority is only taking trades on high quality setups. Don't make the month worse than it is. Yeah, snooze fest here. Yeah, I know. Totally. I don't know. I'm just in that state right now. I'm just here to be here. Out of curiosity, I'm wondering what people answer for this. Okay, I moved from no trades to slightly to green on SGN. So you traded SGN, huh? I mean, we saw this yesterday. I forget kids, right? Yeah, it was kids. We saw kids, another penny stock. And maybe this is just penny stocks doing well right now. Because, like, kids did extraordinarily well yesterday morning. So maybe just the, like, 10 to 25 cent stocks are just doing better right now. I don't know. But SGN doing this well, and this was also a very low price stock. There could be a theme forming where super, super cheap stocks are doing well. Maybe it's the only thing people are having any confidence in. It's an interesting distribution. 60-20. Not really what I was expecting. I mean, I was definitely expecting long bias to prevail. Because, like, anybody who gets into the market is obviously going to be long bias to start. $33.5 to $36.7. $9. I mean, that's 3 cents. That's what? That's like a 9% gain or something. Like, that's pretty good. PODC. Popping up. This does have news. Podcast 1. Reported record 9 months. Okay, so it's just an earnings call. Oof. Some big range on this candle. 260 all the way to 210. Or 360 all the way to like 315 and fully recovered it. Yeah, a lot of range on this. MNTS, I'll check it out. Let's see here. I want to log this one just so I keep track of podcast. That don't look pretty at all. Hey, I mean, it's an earnings call. Also, good morning, Key. Hope you're doing well. It's been a very, very slow morning. Yeah, the volume on this is very low. MNTS, hasn't this been like a repeat offender? I feel like I've seen this one a lot. It's like this one popped up and then rolled over right away. I feel like I've been seeing it on the scanner like every morning, though. Doesn't look like it's really been popping so much, but I've been seeing it, so maybe they just are getting random volume spikes that are triggering for me. Yeah. I mean, this has news. Receives payments for successful execution, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they just got paid for their contract. Yeah. Podcast, kind of just chopping here. Not really a clear direction. Volume's also quite low. MNTS has a pretty low float, at least according to what I'm seeing, but let me check something. Ooh, super, super recent dilution. February 9th, that was just 3 days ago. They announced a prospectus. That's significant downward pressure. BRME, I'll check it out. Okay, all right, this one looks interesting. Signs merger agreement. News is kind of so-so. Depends on the context. Shares outstanding is a bit higher. It's a little bit of a cheaper stock, but not terrible. Okay, no recent dilution, so we're clean on that aspect. So this is a pretty clean stock. No significant headwinds. Looks like around 150 on the daily is consistent resistance. So that's a key level to watch. Yeah, merger agreement. I mean, it really depends on the context of the merger, though. Given how the market has been, I'm really hesitant to give this thing a chance. 9.76 million float. Yeah, I could believe that. You're getting some pretty significant volume here. This looks like a stronger candidate just from the volume alone. Out of all the setups we've seen, I feel like this is the best one we've had so far. Just from the volume. Unfortunately, the float's a bit higher, so that might just negate the volume entirely. I'm not sure. I mean, if I would have bought here for the curl, I would have gotten 10 cents on this first bounce. I don't know, though. It's a cheaper stock, and the float is a bit higher. That seems like significant pressure. I'm not really sure. The main thing it's got going for it is it does have news, and it does have high volume. I see a big hidden seller on the level 2. It was up at 132. So here. It looked like, well, I think it was around 30,000 shares. So there might be someone starting to distribute right here. Dude, if this stock rolls over too, I don't know what to even say at that point. Like, the failure rate is going to be so bad looking. If you're okay with it, can you explain what you're looking for and what your goal is? So, I mean, I have two long bias strategies. One of them I trust much more than the other. So in a very, very hot market, I will trade the front side of a move to the long side. Looking for pullbacks and curls and stuff. But The market has to be really hot, and the catalyst needs to be something specific that I'm looking for. But considering how cold the market is, I'm essentially not looking for the front side move at all. So like, while I'm curious to see if the stock will go up, and I'm looking for factors that could determine that, given the high failure rate we've been seeing today, this is an abysmally high failure rate. So like Naito failed, VTAC failed, Note failed. So given that context that most stocks are failing, this is leading me to be very, very skeptical of anything that's holding up, because the general trend just seems to be that everything's failing. The one thing that does stand out to me with this stock is that the volume is exceptionally high, right? You're getting like 400,000 a minute on some of these candles, whereas some of these other stocks, you're getting like 50,000 during the peak areas. So significantly more volume is coming in here. The news is difficult to gauge. This could be a good catalyst depending on what the merger agreement conditions are. So the news could be valid. Also, this stock, this was the one, right? I just want to double check, so I'm not... Okay, yeah. This stock doesn't have recent dilution headwinds, meaning that I looked at the shelf registration. You can check here. Prospectus and registrations for offerings, dilution. This one, they haven't had anything really since over here in March. So because of that, I know that there's not people front running trying to sell into this. So this has a lot of good things going for it. My only concern is that because the general market seems to be very poor right now, I don't want to give this a chance here. Now, the other strategy that I do is a falling knife setup. There's a lot of conditions for that as well, mainly based off of the volume profile relative to the move. That's not in play right now. We're not close to that. So really right now, I'm not looking to take a trade. I'm mostly just observing to see, does this stock end up breaking out, and the volume profile, the lack of dilution, the catalyst, did those things make a difference here? Like, that's really what I'm looking for. And I'm not really, like I said, I'm not looking to take a trade on this one. I've already mentally passed on it. Unless this thing breaks down super hard on low volume, I'm not really looking to touch it. Yeah, honestly, if we don't get anything by 8:30, I might just call it early today. Like at 8:30, I might give it 5 minutes, and if there's nothing worth looking at 8:30, I might just leave, because normally I stay till 9, but if the market's going to be this dead, I feel like I've already gotten the general consensus of the market conditions for today. So I don't think I need to be here anymore after that. I still feel like this is the best setup we've had so far today. This is the first stock that hasn't rolled over within the first 10 minutes. It's actually kind of holding. I'm taking Friday off. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. No, I'll definitely be here tomorrow regardless. It's just a question of how long I stay. Like, normally I'll be willing to stay the full 2 hours anyway. But this is just horribly... Like, there's not even any opportunity here. And if there's not even a chance, really, then, yeah. Have we looked at SGN? Yeah, I looked at it. It's just too cheap for me. It's a penny stock, right? This thing was like 25 cents when it started moving. I like stocks to at least be $1. I honestly prefer if they're at least $1.50. I will trade stocks between $1 and $1.50, but I really want it to be at least $1. And this is like not even 50 cents. So this is way like I didn't even consider SGN. No market Monday. Can't skip Friday, guys. 4-day weekend. Good morning, Captain. $1 million question. Will you ever trade again? If there's something to trade, I'll trade it. Come on. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, there's nothing to trade. Like, what, am I supposed to just buy all these stocks that are just rolling over? You know, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I did try to trade well, to be fair, like for VTAC, I did try to trade this one. I tried to trade it twice. I couldn't get filled. I tried to buy for this bounce here. I put my order out at 170 after the price dipped here and showed support. But yeah. Don't take Friday off. It only takes one. And Cap needs to stay until 9 a.m. Oh, man. I mean, I could stay till 9. Just to set a precedent, I suppose. But, like, is there really a point? Don't short him, Cap. You know, battling Ross and his regime pre-market. Not a good idea. You see a stock, that stock NPT went from 20 points in 20 seconds. Yes. Bobby, I did say this yesterday. Maybe you didn't see it. I think it was you who asked this the other day as well. So I have a lot of criteria that I have set up for this strategy. That specific situation, like with NPT, that situation was interesting. I don't remember what day it was. We'll just go 20 days back. It should be in the last 20 days. Yeah. So this stock had a major red flag that signaled that this could have happened. So this is a Chinese stock. And if you look at the yearly, this is very interesting. Look at the pattern of this move before the spike, right? You see this thing just... It had a big move up here, and then we just grinded for months. Or I guess 2 months. But for 2 months, we just started grinding. And this pattern of grinding and slowly increasing is very, very prevalent with sudden spikes in Chinese stocks. This is very common. So, because of that, my criteria would have filtered out this move. Like, I would not have shorted this move. With that said, there are stocks that will still run up like this fast, but usually I can at least get out, because I do have a stop set up in mind. This would be one of the only... Yeah, it's weird when it cuts out like that. Because, like... I'm still getting live data feeds, so I don't know if it's an OBS thing or something else. Oh god, now I don't even know how much of my explanation even went through. But yeah, long story short, I have accounted for these big spikes. My data suggests, from my simulations, that even with these kind of spikes, the potential is worth it. I heard you, Cap. Good analysis. I appreciate it. But yes, you bringed up a very, very valid point. I fully agree with it, and that was something I considered. Absolutely. Really, the big question for whether or not I can even do this or not is just how good is Weeble for locates? I was in like a 3-hour phone call with customer support. Yeah, they probably hate me. But, I mean, to be fair, I had to wait like an hour and a half. So, I mean, I guess I guess I really only talked with them for like an hour and a half. But in that hour and a half, I was really asking them a lot of questions about how shorting works on Webull, how they locate, all that stuff. So I think if I can get locates, there is a way to kind of reserve shorts and short locates. So we'll see how effective that is. But yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, right? We just got to try and see what happens. I'm just so scared of shorting against the Ross Warriors. I'm gonna just stick to long. Well, hey, maybe if I do well, you can look at me. See how I do, right? If I do well, maybe you could consider it. If I do poorly, maybe that just reinforces the warrior trading coalition is just too strong. Maybe I'll just become the squeeze that gives Ross that extra $5. To be clear, though, too, I plan to start with very small size initially. Short the Zendu scanner. No, why would I do that? I love the Zendu scanner. It's one of the best scanners. Shout out to Zendu, by the way. I use these guys as like a backup scanner. Very good scanners. So I definitely recommend them. There have been a couple times where my filters aren't catching stocks and their scanners catch them for me. Up 100 cans of soup, but I might call it a day. What on earth were you trading to make that much soup, John? Where were you looking? All I see is just like doomsday and terrible setups everywhere. What are you even trading to find that? VTAC interestingly curled a bit. I mean, I guess what you would have had to have traded that penny stock, right? SGN. I mean, I'm guessing you traded the. Oh no, JDZG. Really, you traded that? Oh, I mean, fair enough, right? This thing is like slowly grinding here. See, I thought this thing was dead. I guess I stopped watching it. But no, fair enough. It's getting higher volume inflow. This is actually looking much more in play now. Bounces off the 50 EMA all morning. Well, good stuff. At least somebody's making money today. Ever watch Clover trading hoodie shorts? What on earth are you talking about? I mean, unless that's like a YouTuber or something. That's quite the name. I have not heard of it. If that is a person. PODC. Looks like this one's failed. Yeah, very unfortunate how this just kind of bounced up and died. I can Google them or look them up on YouTube here. Clover trading. Five brutal lessons after losing 400,000 day trading. Works every day. Just copy me. Very interesting wording. Yeah, he has a lot of just copy me's. Is Clover trading a scam? Okay, so I guess he has like a course. Learn from the verified millionaires. Okay, so he's a millionaire. I mean, I don't know, right? Like, I would have to look into what he does, you know? I do think it's kind of weird that he has a lot of just copy me. Like, that's literally what it says. It says, just copy me. Like, I'm always hesitant when I see people kind of frame it like that. And it's not just one thumbnail. He has multiple of that. I don't know. Like, I'd have to look into it. Like, I can't just look at something and be like, oh, that's clearly sketchy. But yeah, I've never heard of them. I mean, they're only... It's a bit interesting. Okay, hold on, I just want to point something out here. All right? Let's think about this logically. He says, learn from verified millionaires. He has 788 videos, and he only has 9,000 subscribers. To me, if you're a millionaire from day trading and you've made almost 800 videos, I feel like you should have more than 9,000 subs. It's kind of weird that he's such a small channel if he's doing so well. I feel like someone who's actually making money should be drawing a better audience. I don't know. That just strikes me as weird. All right, I'm going to leave it at that because, like, I mean, it's hard to go beyond that. I think he's verified on Kinfo, but I hate the aggressive marketing too. So something's very strange. I've noticed this pattern a lot. There's a lot of people that I've seen that are verified on Kinfo. And when I look at what they're doing, I say to myself, there's no way this could be making money. Like, their strategies are so out there, like, they shouldn't work logically, but they're verified. So, like, to me, it's like, okay, they verified on Kinfo, so they gotta be legit. Because, like, Kinfo's pretty reputable, right? I'm not going to go out and dispute that. But I think it's very strange that a lot of these high-profile people are verified on Kinfo. And, like, a lot of them, it just seems like their strategy doesn't make logical sense. And maybe there could just be something deeper, right? I don't want to just sound like I'm a hater. Like, oh, I'm not a millionaire. They are a millionaire. He's just a hater. And I don't want it's suspicious to be an argument, because that's just conjecture. Can you give examples of strategies that don't make sense? You can name the people. So there was one guy, I won't say the exact rank, but on Kinfo, he's ranked top 5. I won't say which one, put it that way. I mean, I guess you could look at all 5, but like, he was marketing himself extremely aggressively for like a year. And this could explain it. So he made like $7 million his first year trading. And he was pushing hard for marketing. He was selling a bunch of courses. This was during 2020 where he was like a perma bear. And like I said, he made like 7 million. Or no, I think it was like closer to like 12 million. But then the next 4 years, he proceeded to lose like 2/3 of that. It was just a constant downtrend. So like possibly what it could be is you have a strategy that works in one environment, but it's hard to know if you're in that environment or not. So he traded aggressively, like hyper aggressively shorting during the 2020 COVID incident. made a ton of money. And I mean, I assume it's legit because, again, he did it on Kinfo, so I assume it's real money. And the fact that he proceeded to then lose for the next 4 years, no green years, he lost millions. Like, that could signal that maybe his strategy works in an environment, but just over a long enough period when that environment was no longer sustainable, he just couldn't make money anymore. That's a possibility. I don't know. This is a much bigger concept. Like, I feel like if you're talking about the top ranked people on a site that verifies people, this is like extremely metagame stuff. Like, you would need serious investigation to try and understand what's going on. Like, I did a more surface level investigation. I looked into it for like a couple hours, but I'm talking, you would need like weeks. You'd need to actually like document and track everything. To me, I don't really feel like that's worth the time for me, because even if I did find something out, I'm not going to like report on it, because it'd be suicide for me to do that. Right? That's just asking for defamation lawsuits. But Kinfo, what is that? It's like the next best thing from auditing, right? So if you're gonna get audited, that's probably the most legitimate way to verify yourself and verify your trades. The second best way is probably Kinfo. It's kind of like a verification site for trades. Ross down 5,500 on ONCO. What the? Oof. Wow. Okay, what is going on here? All right. Very recent shelf registration. This could just be raw dilution. Yeah, it looks like they put out some kind of news. Yeah, they put out a news of acquisition, then resumed, and the price tanked. So, like, I would want to buy here, but the super recent shelf registration combined with what is clearly very aggressive selling, for all we know, this thing could just go down to $1. Like, I don't like to buy into dilution, and this looks like very obvious dilution to me. It's basically gambling if you're going to time the bottom. All right, like, I'll give you an example here. Look at AZI. So AZI was dilution, and we'll go to 5 days. Well, not on 5. Okay. So AZI was dilution. Like, you could have looked at it here and you could be like, oh, well, look, it's fully, it's just pulled back to its flat level. Let me buy here for the bounce. This should bounce. And then it goes down and you're like, oh crap. Well, I mean, it's got to be, I mean, it's so extended. You should just buy here. It's going to bounce. And then it keeps going and it keeps going. Like, one thing I've learned, especially if you're trying to time the bottom, is don't fight dilution. And this looks like dilution to me. Like, it could bounce here. You don't know where it's going to bounce. But if this is actually dilution, my strategy says don't trade dilution. That's brutal. I think Ross has really been struggling too, hasn't he? He's had like 3 or 4 red days in such a short period. So even Ross with his advantage, even he can't really pull off the wins. Or at least he's struggling, right? Like, I think he's still green over the last like 2 weeks, but he's really struggling. VVPR. Oh, what a pop up and fade. $16 million. Man. Holy moly, that upper wick on VVPR. Yeah, it was a sudden pop and drop. Not even Ross can capture those moves. Yeah, I mean, normally with my stocks, so I did get, like, my scanner did pick up VVPR, you can see here, but it took me about 3 minutes for that to populate. So, like, there's no way I would have caught this. The only reason I saw this stock was because Flip-Flop called it out. Otherwise, I would have only learned about the stock about here. All right, let me look. All right. This had a shelf registration basically at the start of January. So a little bit old. Dang, ONCO's still going lower. Yeah, very briefly this popped below $1. Looks like Max Payne. Because it immediately bounced back. So yeah, if you timed the break of $1, you could have gotten something, but like this volume's so high. Yeah, this just reads to me like potential dilution. Has there been anything that has actually popped and held? Like a single stock? Has there even been one? Or wait, no, there was one, right? This one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is like our one breadwinner that we've had. So we've had one stock that's done well, and we've had like 7 that have done very bad. That's really bad odds. DJ Momentum Red 405. Yeah, this is like the only stock. JDZG. This is the only stock that's held up well. Everything else has just completely died. What site am I using to check self-registration? Shelf registration. SEC BAM. So you just go to BAM or BAM SEC. So you go to their website. You just simply go here, type any name. So VVPR. Enter. It pulls it up. Then you would go to prospectuses and registrations. If you didn't know, I don't know how much you know. So they first have to file a registration like F3. And then many times they have to do a prospectus after they put the shelf registration that allows them to sell. So you'll normally see it like a 424B something, like 424B3, 424B5. And they usually have to do this before they can start selling. Not always, but usually. So these are what I look for. Clover, I see all the join our membership ads now. Wait, what? Thank you. No problem, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna end it here because with the failure rate we're having, like I'm not expecting anything to hold up. It seems like a lot of people are struggling. You said, what was it? DJ's struggling. Ross is struggling. I don't see anything worth trading. Oh, this is good. Ever consider fundamental education, Captain? I have. Like, this channel is primarily focused on day trading, but I do think there is a lot of crossover between day trading and fundamentals. Like, not just from like just looking at the shelf registration, but also looking at the balance sheet, understanding that a stock is underwater. Now, inherently, you can just tell from looking at a chart a lot of times. Like, if you look at this, you can assume maybe the company's not doing great if they lost 75% of their share price in like a few months. But it can also be good just to be able to look at it afterwards to see, okay, was there any signal that maybe this wouldn't have held up? I can certainly see that. Never really follow the shelf registrations and prospectus. It's more like a extra little nudge, an extra little edge. It's nothing it's usually not super relevant, but if the company, like for example, if the company just put out a shelf registration the previous day, and then like the stock suddenly put out news that pops the stock up, a lot of times what you can see is that the companies aren't stupid. They know that they need high volume to distribute shares and sell them. So a lot of times what they'll do one of two things. They'll either put out good news and then put out the shelf registration, or they'll put out the shelf registration, then they'll put out good news. And so anytime there's a stock moving with news, you got to ask yourself, was this planned by the company? Now, if they don't have a registration, a recent one, and they put out good news, they might put out a shelf registration after the move, hoping to kind of like capitalize after the momentum. But if that happens, then you're in the clear because there's no shelf registration. So you're in the clear. It's not a deal breaker for me either. It's more so that just if I see there's a recent shelf and I'm in a trade, it gives me extra context to know, okay, if I see selling pressure, this could be dilution, right? It just gives you that little bit of extra information that helps you make that educated decision. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty bored out of my mind right now. I don't really see any reason to be here. Most stocks are not holding up. Oh, this one actually had a pretty nasty fall there. But yeah, I'm going to head out here. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Like, tomorrow my money should be live and I should be good to start the small account for the short strategy. I had to make a separate margin account because you need margin to short. So if that's set up, I will be starting in the margin account tomorrow. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe. It seems like it's very, very dangerous right now. Good luck if you're going to trade. Have a good